Now, many of us are afraid of death, but a two-day conference in Cape Town is trying to illustrate dying as a life-affirming transition. It brings together stakeholders to share knowledge, resources, and best practice in providing emotional and spiritual support at the end of life. We're now joined by Leigh Meinert, founder of Soulfull Collective, from our Cape Town studio. Leigh, thanks for your time. We appreciate it. This is something that many people will find very odd, a transitioning process to death. How exactly does all of this work?
Well, exactly as you said, death is a transition. It's a change. We go through many changes in our lives. We go through many small deaths. And it's about letting go, isn't it? And significance and legacy. So we think that these are important conversations to have.
And there's a conference actually being held right now, even talking about so-called doulas who will help you when you are, towards the end stages of your life. How does that work? How popular is it in South Africa and the rest of the world?
It's very popular in places like England, America. It's very well developed. There are associations. But it's nascent here in South Africa. So that's really what we're talking about. We don't just want to import these concepts from overseas. We want to ground it in context. Yes, and the conference is going on. So as I'm sitting here, a man called Soulfull Jacobs is busy talking at the conference about how both his African identity and his Christian faith have influenced his work as a spiritual carer. These are the kinds of conversations we need to be having.
Yeah. So how exactly does somebody go about acquiring a person who has these skills? And when do you know where it can be done and when you're ready to have somebody involved in your life, when you're nearing the end of it, so to speak?
Well, obviously, we have hospices around the country, and they do sterling work. So the hospices are at the conference. They offer training. There's great grounding. So one way would definitely be to contact your local hospice and volunteer and get their training. But there's just such a need for home-based care, for people to come to people's homes as well. We think there isn't enough training available, and we need to maybe help professionalize this a bit more.
And let me ask you a very blunt question. How do you actually prepare for death?
Gosh, I wish I could answer that in one sentence. I think the point that we're exploring at the conference is that everybody is different. There is no one way. It's not about you have to accept or you have to do this or 10 steps to a good death. It's about meeting people where they are at, providing presence, companionship, and care. Really, at the end of the day, this is about care for people who are grieving, who are facing death, and meeting them where they are at and supporting them as they make perhaps life's most significant transition.